In the new age of digital media, numbers are a necessity. To grow their brands and make a living, content creators like YouTubers and Instagram influencers need to understand cultural trends, dig into the data, and adjust accordingly. My name is Jihad Esmail. I'm an undergraduate here at Northwestern, and I really enjoy thinking about that sort of growth strategy. But creators just want to create. So that's where we come in. Authentic Media Ascension, or AMA, is a platform for digital creators to grow their brands, skyrocket their audiences, and make more money so that they could focus on what they love, creating. To kick this story off, let's meet Jesse. At the end of 2018, my co-founder Mateo stormed into the dining hall as excited as I had ever seen him. After 7 cold emails in a row, he had finally convinced his favorite YouTuber to let him do some analytics work for him. At the time, Jesse was focusing on basketball content. He had just below 2 million subscribers and just above $1 million in revenue. The guy was massive. But after working with him for a few months, we came across 3 huge problems. First, Jesse had no clue how to use the analytics data that YouTube gave him. Second, while he knew that it gave him a competitive edge, he hated strategy work. And third, Jesse had a disorganized, almost non-existent content plan. He was constantly shooting from the hip when it came to posting videos. Fast forward to today, and AMA is directly responsible for 250,000 subscribers, 60 million views, and $370,000 in revenue over what Jesse was originally projected to make. We took the burden of account management off of him while giving him a competitive edge. Now, when I tell my parents what we do, they're shocked. This is a whole new world, and content creators like Jesse are taking over. There are 17 million revenue-generating digital creators in America today. They bring in over $10 billion annually, and that number is growing by 30% year over year. Now, these creators have the same problems as Jesse. They're struggling for viewership in a saturated market, but in order to fix that problem, they'd have to focus on account management, just something that they don't want to work on. Not only that, but COVID-19 has created some really interesting opportunities in this space. For example, it's prompted more people to become content creators because they're staying at home and have time to pursue their passion. The rest of us are viewing a lot more content than we were before. And finally, creators are looking for sustainability financially given the volatile economic times, something that an analytics-driven approach definitely provides. That's why in the last year, AMA has brought in over $200,000 in profit while putting an extra $1 million into our creators' pockets. Not only that, but a third of that revenue has been generated in the last 3 months alone during the pandemic. We're really excited about that growth, and we'd like to show you exactly how we do it. We started off with a one-on-one consulting model that allowed us to build and test tools, validate our ideas, and really build trust in this space. In the past 2 months, we've focused on developing the AMA platform. This is a self-serve, scalable model where we have a group chat community of creators, and we're providing weekly office hours, we're providing content, and an automated analytics platform. The relationship between these 2 models is really interesting. So for example, we have a database of every single content creator that follows the creators that we've worked with in the past. So for example, we're able to go up to a creator and say, hey, we know you're a fan of Jesse. We've worked with Jesse. We really enjoyed doing so and helped him a lot. And we'd like to help you too. Leveraging that trust has gotten us our first 5 platform beta users in just the last 7 days. But both of these models are validated. Both of these models are revenue generating, and they're built on the same 3 pillars of value. The first is custom analytics. This is our bread and butter. We run 10 different proprietary analyses that, taken together, explain to creators when to post, what the title of their post, how often they should post, where the audience is going to be coming from, all of it. Next, we add context to that through personalized content. So we're able to explain to creators where their audience is coming from, where their niche is, how to form that niche, etc. And finally, our creator community. So the biggest piece of feedback that we received from creators is that there's no space for them to learn, grow together, and democratize this knowledge. We feel that we could become the backbone of this creator economy. And we positioned ourselves really nicely in the market. On one hand, you have companies like TubeBuddy, strictly analytics companies with a public-facing data perspective. On the other hand, you have consulting companies that are bringing Fortune 500 marketing to the indie creator community, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Not only have we managed to marry both of these worlds, but we get to be 20-something-year-old entrepreneurs in a market that skews young, working with 20-something-year-old content creators to make some real magic here. And we know that VentureCat will help us do that. On one hand, we'd love to start developing our own content channels, expanding our reach, and meeting creators on the platforms in which they live. We'd like to develop more internal tools to streamline research and community management. And finally, while we have a MVP developed of our automated analytics tool that customers are using as we speak, we'd like to continue to add features to that and build out a formal engineering team to do so. And the path to scale is immediate. Right now, we are charging $100 a month for the platform. That built-in sales funnel that I mentioned earlier has an audience of 20,000. At a 5% conversion rate, that's $1.2 million in annual revenue before we start doing any marketing and before we really get our name out there. That's just with that built-in sales funnel of creators that follow our creators. So right now we're focusing on iterating on the platform, but come this summer, we really want to start accelerating through that sales funnel that we mentioned. At the end of this year, we'd like to grow that 20,000 to 100,000 and beyond by launching our YouTube and Instagram channels and driving inbound sales. And by the beginning of next year, we'd really like to start establishing ourselves at the center of the creator community. And we know we're the team to do it. Mateo, Laney, and I are all undergraduates, but we have 10 plus years of combined experience as content creators ourselves. So join us and let's keep creators creating.